Hey everyone, Miacidae here. Welcome back to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. So, today we're going to be going back to Dargonus after we handle a few things on the bridge. Last time we finished up the feudal world, and that kind of left us with just a few quests that more or less we can finish on the bridge, and it looks like after that we just have to go back to Dargonus and then finish up whatever is left on Dargonus. One of the main overarching quests is on Dargonus, so I'm not sure how long that's going to take. But we got one of the two caches for the computer, well, on Dargonus, so we can turn that in. So let's hand the Dargonus databank to the tech priest and have him access the data for us, and have the tech lingo go off. And that should be the last of the databanks, I believe. So the tech priest extracts the data slate from the cognitor and gives it back to you. The machine spirit has revealed the contents of the encrypted data, and I hereby pass it to you. This is where I reach the limit of my authorization, but you now have the option to review the data plate personally. I don't remember getting notes last time, but here we are. Data deleted, entry damage. Rogue trader like a lackey. It is humiliating and dispiriting to put up with the part like an errand servant to an imperious madman vested with even greater power than any rogue trader. Alas, when one side of the scales holds my pride and the other holds the fate like of the von Valencia's protectorate and my entire bloodline, choice becomes a futile illusion. It would be far too naive of me not to prepare for the worst. Epta will decide the future of their expanse as a whole. But I have some time at my disposal until then. Heirs with the von Valencia's blood in them will soon be located and brought to me. I cannot afford to delay the choice of the successor any longer. Interesting little note there. The databank decryption procedure has been completed without complique. The tech priest stops short. Green light of his visor fixed on the cognitor viz screen flickers nervously. Strings of numerical code begin to appearing with frightening speed. This time numbers are interspersed with words that you can understand, and these words form legible sentences. Epta brought her to the beginning. Epta begot the incident that which destroyed and changed everything. The incident became the starting point. Incident breathed life and marked the beginning of all. It marked the beginning of Nomos. It created Nomos. Nomos, okay. The tech priest, now alarmed, is tapping keys on the control panel. His binaric prayer gives way to distressing whispering. Unacceptable deviation, violation of the sacred protocols, possibly of tech heresy. Omnissiah, shield us all from heresy. A few moments later, the vid screen darkens and flickers to life again. Input prompt. I saw a word among lines of code. Nomos, what does that mean? That is a mystery to me. If the mechanism is truly tainted, then could it be? The tech priest mechadandrites jitters anxiously over the control panel. If heresy truly has taken hold of the machine spirit and scorned the Omnissiah's every tenant, then the spirit's madness could be such that it is chosen name for itself. But that is nothing more than my hypothesis. So, what was that? A catastrophic mistake, a heinous violation of the purity of the Hollow Code. The mechanism is touched by heresy and branded and tainted by it. Now the machine spirit produces code as before, and yet, Lord Captain, heed my plea. All operations on the machine must be halted until the Engine Seer Prime has inspected it. So, report this to Pascal. My knowledge is insufficient to cleanse the code mechanism. I will inform the esteemed Engine Seer Prime of this disturbing development. Only he has the power to expel heresy from this corrupted machine spirit. Are you Nomos? I want to know who Nomos is. Furthermore, we have to talk to talk to Janus. I keep mixing up the name. Janus Danrock here. Because, oh! Where's my Kage core? You see, your lordship, it's a tad broken. While the servitors were busy connecting it to the machine spark, terrifying noises were suddenly heard, followed by a horrible smell. There was a person inside that, sir. However, my request to have it repaired so infuriated the engine seers that I dared not pester them with further questions. Alas, after a while the stench became unbearable, and then came the maggots. To put it briefly, the cognitor had to be disposed of. I offer my deepest apologies for failing to preserve the specimen of Thasian culture. I brought that on board to save the person. And they fried them. Oh boy. It's interesting how much more, like, we get the farther we get in, because now I can contact the merchant in the Darganas Palace for the Cyber Beast equipment. That's kind of cool. Oh, that was the other thing I needed to do. There is a rumor to go and help him out. So that's the other thing that we're going to be doing. But I wish to give Jay a present. You shall make arrangements. Is she not satisfied with stealing from our coffers? I humbly apologize. Certainly, your lordship, all will be taken care of. Might I ask what you had in mind for our esteemed companion? Given her penchant for luxury, the gift needs to be something remarkable. We could give her a voidship. We can give her jewelry. What would you recommend? To go about this with a practical mind, your lordship's domain spans many worlds, both major and minor, both major planets, minuscule colonial outposts that are nigh insignificant on the scale of the Von Valencia's protectorate, but could also bring out great fortune to an ordinary person. Given Mistress Haydari's choice of trade, she might quite like the option of retiring to a safe haven when the need arises. Her own humble demands, and a place where she doesn't need to fear the schemes of her vengeful rivals. You know, I hadn't even considered that, Janice. You are a very smart man. A very smart man. I would say you deserve a promotion, but I don't think I can promote you any higher on this ship. Can I give you a raise? You deserve a raise. Is that a thing in this century? Good job, my man. Let's gift her a small colony. 1 profit factor gained. How do I gain a profit factor? By gifting her a colony. I don't understand that. There is a suitable world not far from Darganas. I believe your lordship will find it convenient should you ever wish to pay your favorite a visit. How do we gain a profit factor? Unless we no longer need to send supplies to that world. Oh, what did you just do, Danis? Janus, what did you just do? Hey, Jay? Hey, Jay? I need to know about this planet.
You are spoiling me with the splendor of your presence again, Shireen. Have you decided to treat your soul to the fruits of my eloquence? Or do you wish to discuss business with the newly appointed owner of a Mercatum Tabula Officiale?
Oh, I can't ask her about the planet. Okay.
Oh, I have no doubt you will.
Jay's celebration. She is proposed at the Rogue Trader, and she celebrate the acquisition of the Tabula with the crew on Footfall. So I need to go back to Footfall with that as well. So we will do that as well. I didn't realize that. So we'll do these small things really quick and just kind of cut to those. So I'm going to go and get the rumor done for the person who has the mechanical beasts, because he has a select stock, I think, or like a more or less a rumor quest for people that want to help him. So the spoils of prudence, is that what it was? The curiosity merchant mentioned explorator tech priest that he had lost contacts, owns a cyber beast equipped with unusual protocol. Yeah, so we need to go here. So we're going to do that real quick, and I'll just cut to that because silly warp things. Oh, your lordship, I humbly ask that you grace me with an audience. I simply must inform you of a series of outrageous breaches of discipline that threaten to dissipate the dynasty's coffers. Jay, what did you do? Jay? I'm assuming it's Jay. What did you do? Yep, I see you there, Jay. Your lordship, I must report systematic and flagrant attacks on the dynasty's coffers perpetuated by your companion, Mistress Haydari. Emperor, as my witness, the worst rumors of her thieving ways proved to be significant understatement of reality. And what crimes has she committed against the treasury? She is extorting bribes and obligations, gifts, favors for herself in particular. She is exploiting rumors of a connection between herself and your lordship to unscrupulously gather bribes from all and sundry, hinting at how displeased your lordship will be to hear if anyone is being uncooperative. I must have found myself the victim of her attacks particularly frequently due to my position. So, how much has this cost us? Surprised by the question, he vocalates before saying, on a protectorate-wide scale, the astronomical sum she has extorted from us seems negligible and not worthy of notice. Nevertheless, I cannot help but be outraged by her blatant exploitation of your goodwill. So when I go, so how much has this actually cost us? He's going, on a protectorate-wide scale, like to you, it's cost us nothing, but to us, it's costing us something. Okay, bring the embezzler to me. Jay, you wish to see me, Shireen. She bestows a dazzling smile upon you, and a look of pure contempt on Danrock. I've been informed that you've been soliciting bribes? Bribes? What ashmeg besmirched the worm-eaten lips with such a scurrilous lie? Actually, don't tell me. I don't even want to hear the blackened name. I have never demanded bribes from any of your vassals, but I have willingly accepted the gifts they have offered. Is that a crime? Mistress Haydari is quibbling over semantics. She may not have demanded anything directly, but she drops heavy hints. Perhaps this isn't about hints, but the habits of rotten venal souls accustomed to doling out bribes left and right, thereby draining the dynasty's treasury? I'd be curious to know, Danrock, how much of the Von Valencia's fortune you have squandered by handing out bribes to people who did not ask for them. I mean, that is actually a very good question, Janus. I'm curious. How many bribes have you given? Janus? But why do you need such gifts? Do you not receive enough through working through me? I am a businesswoman, Shireen. I extract profits from everything. It's in my nature. When a desert lion catches the scent of blood, he will eat everything in it, even if his belly is full. For who knows when the next feast will come, and besides, what girl doesn't like receiving gifts? Jay lowers her abashed gaze to the floor. I mean, anyone usually likes receiving gifts. I'll give them that. I'll give them that one. The Fractorum is worried that you are exploiting your privileged position. The High Fractorum should try to worry less. It's not good for the slanderous little heart that pumps blood around his ungrateful carcass. But I am surprised he was not worried before, when he showered me with generous gifts the moment I arrived on board. Of course, I will try not to accuse him of buying my favor. The Fractorum's face changes color to match that of his jacket, whose collar suddenly appears to be digging into his flabby throat. However, the source of these blessings dried up as soon as he learned of our connection, Shireen. I considered it profoundly wrong that our affection should have such an unhappy effect on my material well-being. Therefore, I took it upon myself to remind the High Fractorium of his previous largesse. Oh boy. Janus, really? Really, my guy? Is that what this is about? I wish I had more options to kind of get info out of him, but it's, you bumbling suitor, get out of my sight, you'll furnish Jay with anything she desires, or Jay, I command you to stop. Yeah, is that really all this is about? Danrock, Danrock the bumbling suitor, you dangle after my companion, and now you're trying to settle the score? Get out of my sight. The High Fractorium lets out an incoherent burble and sweeps a deep bow and hastily beats a retreat. Is that really all this was about? With a vicious smile, Jay remarks in his wake, who would ever trust the word of a man who douses himself in perfume to cover up his body odor? Everyone knows that is a sign of a soul prone to deceit. Jay, he was already down. Don't kick him. Don't kick him. Alright, now let's try to keep going. Yeah, gotta keep going this way. What now? What happened now? I did one jump and what happened? Alright, so we can just go all the way down now, I think. Provided we don't get another interruption. Just, space stuff. Oh. Lord Captain, I humbly request an audience with you. It's Proctor Anthar interfering with crew and demanding to see all the archival records of fugitive criminals we have ever received from Imperial Navy. The matter is urgent, if you please. Why? Sure, but why? What does Solomon want? Why? Dude. That's a lot, isn't it? Who cares if something's aboard my ship? Your lordship, Proctor Anthar is interfering with the work of the crew. He is intimidating and threatening them, demanding access to the ship's sealed archives. And for his dog, Vigdis pauses, shifting her gaze to the cybermastiff and tucking her hand behind her back. I humbly request that you take action. What's wrong with your hand? Allow me to explain. The Voxmaster tried to pet Glato, which activated his self-defense protocol. Okay, well, you tried to pet the dog. As a result, I had to step away from my duties and have my implants replaced, esteemed Proctor. I already apologized. In any case, what happened was the expected outcome of unauthorized contact with a living weapon of the Adeptus Arbitres. I get trying to pet the dog, but you have to realize it is a living weapon. Vigdis, why did you try to pet Glato? I didn't. This is the first time you have ever seen the Voxmaster so agitated. I did not try to pet him. It is not customary to keep such cyber beasts on board. Lord Captain, this is my first encounter with such a creature. That Glato, it was following me all over the bridge. And you decided to interfere with his work protocol. Vigdis cast Solomon a cold glance before continuing. I had studied the archives and found mention of a ritual to establish contact that involves an offering and physical interaction with the beast. You are literally talking about bribery, a pointless act. Cybermastiffs cannot be bribed, and neither can arbiters. If that was a normal mastiff, that probably would have worked, Vigdis, but it is a cybermastiff. So he probably bit your hand off, didn't he? But can both of you be silent? Vigdis falls silent, but she continues to stare daggers at the Proctor. Solomon only nods. So Solomon, why are you sabotaging the work of the crew? I was compelled to intervene, as Glato had intercepted a suspicious signal. The encrypted message contained words heresy and fugitive. I managed to trace the signal back to the Voxmaster's workstation, and I needed to dispatch Glato on a reconnaissance mission to obtain new evidence and ultimately ensure your safety. In other words, you sent the beast to follow me. I questioned the crew in the Voxmaster's absence and established that the wanted bulletins sent by the Imperial Navy were being completely ignored. I suspect that the senior officer Ptolemy was abusing your trust. Solomon, what are you suggesting? Your flagship is untouchable for the external inspections because of its high status, and criminals are taking advantage of that. So you need an internal audit. You need to pull up the archives of wanted bulletins, double-check the crew records. That is the only way to identify and eliminate potential threats to you. That is madness. For a ship whose officer corps alone comprise of hundreds of people, the work hours that would be required for such an audit. And what do you have to say to that, Vigdis? She presses her hands together. Reports of fugitive criminals, which numbers in the hundreds, are of low priority. What's more, I know that the Lord Captain Theodora was most adamant on the matter. If you forgive me, her exact words were, We are not bounty hunters. The proctor would know that if he had brought his questions to me, rather than interrogating astropaths and comm officers. As for the Vox transmissions, the frequency used by the senior officers is encrypted. I informed the staff of the situation regarding the voidsman who was earlier brought to you on the bridge for trial. Need I remind you, Lord Captain, that Proctor Anthor has no authority to access transmission conducted by the senior officers of the rogue trader flagship, not to mention the signal is unlawfully intercepted? Were you aware that there was a runaway hiding among the cruise ship? No, Lord Captain, he is not on the list of wanted criminals on the Koronus Expanse. I assume it's because of the relative insignificance of the heresies he was accused of in the Calaxian authorities. Perhaps Proctor Anthor had information which the Imperial Navy does not have access to. So, decision. No need for an audit. I trust my officers to keep it under control. As you command. I mean, seriously. We've dealt with problems thus far, we'll deal with them if they come up with again. Swiftly. So it's up, then down. Okay. Oh, yay. Oh. What have you done? Why is there a lace wax in my quarters? A pungent animal scent hits your nose. A huge predator materializing out of nowhere in the middle of your chamber studies it with your unblinking gaze. Cautiously look around. You see nothing to indicate where this strange new marvel has come from. The animal tracks your every move. Something about you seems to have captured its attention. You think you may have an idea what. There's a good pet. The beast tentatively flexes its tail. I thought it was you, Jay. I saw someone else there. Sit there, Sikoro, and be a good girl. Oh, have you two already met, Shireen? Is this your pet? I want one for my own. She is for you, Shireen, a gift from me. Oh, so I have a lace wax now. Cute. Cool. Is it tamed? Generous hearts do not hide their feelings, but shower their nearest and dearest with gifts. I won't deny it. Choosing a gift worthy of the rogue trader wasn't easy, but I tried my best. Do you like her? Where did you get her? I hired hunters to catch me a suitable beast in the jungles of Janus. She cost me 7 times what she weighs, but Exalted One does not send us friends so that we can be stingy with her affections, does he? Is she house-trained? She's a fast learner, Jay says, cagey. I already taught her a command. Don't eat. Well, that works. And her name? I like the name Sikoro. Is the name of deadly wind that originates in the hottest of deserts of Efreet, but you are her owner, so you should name her. Sikoro it is. Excellent. A proud animal deserves a proud name. Knowledgeable people will hear the name and feel even a greater respect for the one who has leashed this force of nature. Well, thank you for the gift. I hope that it doesn't turn into something very, very bad. I know you would approve, Shireen. She claps her hands loudly, and the animal whips around at the noise with predatory interest. I think she will be shown off to her best advantage next to your throne. This is going to go downhill very, very quickly, is it not? Wait, why is there a Master of Absolutions here? This is new. What is an absolution? Other than just bathing? Why is someone painting me there in the bath? The soothing water caresses your senses, and you feel grateful muscle, and your grateful muscles welcome the chance to rest. A pleasant languor spreads through your body as you allow yourself a moment of quiet relaxation. I can have someone from my retinue join me? Interesting. Well, let's just relax our eyes for now. The tension slowly retreats as you bring yourself to complete stillness, joint by joint, muscle by muscle, pore by pore. Before long, you have surrendered the bastion of your body to the bliss of oblivion. Troubles, worries, loss, such a thing do not belong in this newly established dominion of tranquility. There are only the infinite waters of weightlessness, in which, stripped of all things superficial, the mind of the Von Valencius drifts in silent bliss. Is it a conscious mind? What fills its consciousness? Oh, we can have the dogmatic, iconoclast, or heretical, or only a desperate desire to lose himself in the precious moments of peace. Thoughts of those who keep him afloat in the waters, yeah. Because screw the Emperor, and I don't care about the price paid for power. Iconoclast +3. The strands of fate are fragile, yet woven together. They are strong. Not everyone is destined to see this voyage through its end, but no one will be forgotten. I mean, we could bring someone into the bath with us, but let's just finish the absolution for now. You feel revitalized. It was truly an experience worthy of the rogue trader. Interesting. So we're getting more use out of this room? More and more? Okay. I see a thing to link my account, but I don't care about that.
A revelation was sent to me.
Oh, hi, Maeve. Would you care for a cup of freshly brewed recaf? How do you find life on the flagship? Sometimes I stop and stand by the window. It's like I'm flying through a starry sea myself. I can't believe this is happening to me. You are so generous, my celestial lord. I couldn't dream of more. Huh. I'll have a double recaf. Black as a starless sky, strong as your will, my celestial lord, with spicy touch to perk you up even faster. So invigorating tang, strong recaf invigorates you. Character's strength is increased by +10 in the next combat. Interesting, okay. You're not feeling lonely here, are you? Why, my celestial lord, I have you, and Master Danrock has been very kind to me. Sometimes he brings me all kinds of amazing things. The other day, it was a book for little nobles. I learned from it that the stars are huge. Too big to pick up and hold between your fingers, or even to hug with both your arms, and when they dance together, they form entire galaxies. So she's learning. That's interesting. So I must take my leave. You can do you. Thank you, my celestial lord, for the privilege of serving you. May the god emperor protect you on your journey through the starry sea. So there's a statue of me here that has a celestial eye, requires heretical. The wearer gains veil degradation on hit and deals more critical damage. So if I was a heretic, that would be nice. I really should change that out at some point. But it's kind of interesting to get this more filled up the more you go in. Like, the last few times I've been in here, I didn't notice that at all. Oh yeah, out of curiosity, then. Sakuro's here. Who's a good girl? Grr. Hey Vigdis, how you doing? Vox Master is looking at you differently. Even the static coming from the Vox speaker sounds especially loud and nervous today. Has something happened? We had a shipwide broadcast, Lord Captain. Oh no, what broadcast? There was a ship-wide broadcast while you and Haidari were relaxing. And I mean, there was a broadcast of your relaxation activities. I have a question. Was this criminal or sabotage or criminal negligence? It was neither, Lord Captain. The Vox broadcast was initiated from your chambers by someone who was present there. I suppose if it wasn't you, it must have been Mistress Haidari. I am unauthorized to terminate such broadcasts, except A treacherous note creeps into Vigdis's voice, resembling a suppressed chuckle, except in cases where they explicitly jeopardize the safety of the vessel and her crew. And everyone heard it? Everyone did. The entire vessel. She wanted to... Everyone. So I cut that because I didn't know what was going to happen. But she wanted everyone to hear you bang. Interesting. With the exception of Deck 18 EST, the Vox relay happened there to be out of order at the time. Rever's nonchalant remark causes someone to choke on poor attempt to suppress a chuckle. So, what did you make of the broadcast? Her eyes grow wide. Extraordinary, your lordship. And Abelard here. As father of a rather large family, I can assure you that you will uphold the name of the dynasty, your lordship. This feat makes high expectations placed on the God Emperor's envoy in every sense of the word. Danrock's comment bursts the dam. There is an anarchic uproar on the bridge. Your officers, who are not often exposed to such entertainment, are no longer able to contain the tempest of emotions swirling inside them. Bring me Jay. I have questions for her. Shireen, I am eager to please. Her triumphant smile is as good as any confession. Here is the orchestrator of your unwitting performance. The smuggler's perfectly innocent expression is admirable in its own way. Why? Why not? Wouldn't your servants be happy to know that their master spends his leisure time enjoyably? Ah, so that's what the expression on the officers' faces was. Happiness. Heinrichs, you don't know happiness? Oh... I thought this was the safe one. What would the others have done? I am extremely scared. Extremely? You could have warned me. And where would the fun be in that? Aside from the incident, nothing worthy of note occurred during the watch, Lord Captain. At these words, the feverish excitement gripping the bridge's officers slowly begins to dissipate. Alright, that'll be all for now. I live to serve, Captain. So nothing about the lace racks there? Okay. Abelard, you good?
Lord Captain.
So, with all the funnies out of the way, that I really was not expecting there, let's try to continue down towards the planet. I think it's gonna be... in the jungle world there, probably. Because that's the one that has something marked there. Okay, that's nothing. Alright, let's see what's here. Because more stuff for, like, the Cybermastiff and Eagle could be fun. Jungle world, here we go. Fortification protocol. I mean, I could see this being really good for the Servo Skull. Gains 15 fellowship and intelligence, 21% dodge, and 2 deflection. Becomes Servo Skull Swarm becomes priority target for enemies within a 4-cell radius whenever it is hit. Incoming damage is reduced by 3, and its armor is increased by Iconoclast rank times 5. And lasts until the end of the round, and then a bunch of provisions. Cool. The ship's augers detected an explorator's base set up in the middle of the jungle. Enforcers sent to scout the area have returned and are reporting that the camp is completely deserted, and the only tech priest they encountered was found dead on the edge of a strange abyss that had split the planet's surface. Judging by the notes left behind at the camp, he had pushed all of his companions into the abyss, one after the other, and remained forever motionless at the brink, waiting for tidings. As the tech priest As the tech priest fell into a deathly trance, his servo skulls guarded him until the end, but could not save their master from dehydration. And we know what's in there, I just can't... I have 3 extractium now? Interesting. I might grab some plasteel on the way back. Oh, I didn't want to do that. So I need like 6 plasteel, I think it is, for one of my things. I need a little bit more plasteel for one of the upgrades. So. Oh, and then Jay wanted to go back to the Footfall to celebrate. So let's do that before going back to Dargonus, just in case something does happen. That won't take too long, I'm hoping. Just end of that little side quest. Shireen, if you find a spare moment on Footfall, when you are not deciding our lackluster phase, I would be delighted to see you at my Amicar in the Amicescus. I'll tell Octi to set aside some decent wine in case you decide to grace our humble party with your luminous presence. Is that some kind of celebration? It's an occasion celebrated on my world of Freet. It is a day when a person shows by their actions that they have reached maturity, that their spirit is ennobled. Among the Ifritian nobility, this is a day considered more important than any other symbolic event, such as the first cry or day of repose. By wonderful coincidence, my Amicar happens to fall on the day that when I also wish to celebrate my acquisition of the Mercatim. It would be my pleasure to attend, sure. The lowly regulars of the Amicescus will be telling their great-great-grandchildren about the time they had the honor of witnessing your dazzling visit to the unworthy dive Shireen. That is, of course, if they live long enough to see their great-grandchildren. Oh, Jay's not there. I was going to say we probably have to take Jay, but she's not there. I was going to say we have to pick a party, so I wonder if it's going to be Crash, but on the flip of that, we have to have a party for entering this anyway. So we'll see what happens. Oh, hey, yeah, everyone's here. Core, Jay. Hey, Jay. You easily spot Jay in the group crowded around the table. The extravagant luxury in her attire and gleaming augment set her apart from the rest. She exclaims, "May the gravitational wells on your worlds never lack for grip, just as my heart never lacks for joy at the sight of the rogue traitor Von Valencius." With an approving chuckle, Octavia mutters, "I can't believe it. You actually roped the rogue traitor into coming to your party. If the rogue traitor raises a toast to your health, I'll start to believe you really are a princess, not just a smuggler with a gift of gab. Please take a seat, your lordship." "Sure. I'll gladly accept the offer." She draws out a bottle from under the table. The glass, as thick as your finger, is covered with wax seals. With no exaggeration, this is our finest Amasec that has ever graced the bar. Jay personally acquired it, as she says, for a special occasion. It seemed you are the special occasion, your lordship. The crowd around the table falls silent, exchanging awkward looks. It would appear they are unaccustomed to drinking in the presence of lofty individuals. So what were we talking about? Business, my dear Tora, whose mind never strays from the cheeky peaks of the mountains of money she's made, was telling me about the latest coal trade news. Exciting times are upon us. We're not the only ones being tested for weak spots. Vladim's set upon putting the Ulcer Recruteurs out of business, and it looks like he's got Mercy's blessing to do it. The big beasts are picking up on small ones. The big beasts are picking off the small ones, and I think things are only going to get more interesting from here on out. That means it's time for us to step up and become major players, eh? I know a couple of Shegnars from the Ultra Requisitors. They're dry as you like. We could tell them to cool their heels with us, and they'll be more willing at the other altars. We could take on Falco, even blow Vladim out of the airlock too. I'd like that one. Core, my sweet, before you go out chewing fizzling with Shegnars, you'll need to clear the altar and hide the pulses. If Vladim's playing all lines, he won't touch me. but I don't want to shift the risk onto you. There's chatter about commission. The conversation quickly turns into an impenetrable mishmash of terms from the secret argot of cold traders. Octavia, you and Jay friends? Friends, she's my worst enemy, the vengeful spirit of retribution sent to punish me for my youthful transgressions. Mistress Haydari has a special gift for knocking me off balance and dragging me into difficulty. I would have borrowed her from the Amasescus long ago if it weren't for her habit of tossing money around like confetti and paying triple for anything she breaks. Do you see, Shireen? Do you see the pretty, miserly, callous, unforgiving friends of the Exalted One has sent me? So these are your associates. The precious roses in the garden of my soul and the golden little bees that bring honeyed riches to my treasured house. Yes, this is my crew of coal traders. The two identical ones are the trickster twins, my closest associates Kor, our resident hothead, and his much wiser sister Tora. Don't let her fool you, your lordship. She's only calling me a precious rose because you're here. When it's just us, I'm lucky if I get that arsehole with the gun. Because you're the arsehole with the gun. If I dragged you out as many scrapes as Jay has, that's not the name I'd be using for you. I can tell you that much. Pay no attention to him, your lordship. Kor has nobody to blame but himself for that nickname. Oh, there's someone with a sword and a gun. That can't be good. Falco. They were just talking about him. A man who has just approached the table is hideous by anyone's standards of a repulsive face, greasy hair, bulging veins at his temples. His attempt at amiable smile is so transparently false and off-putting that your fingers itch to reach for your weapon. With a surprised look at you, he says, Mistress Haydari, allow me to wish you a happy Amici. However you pronounce that one. Master Mercy could not let such an occasion go unmarked. He sends his warm wishes and a gift. Items received, Mercy's gift. While in combat, the wearer of this cloak gains 15 to fellowship when there are no enemies in a 4-cell radius. Oh, Falco, I am much obliged and touched by your presence. May the fire in your hearth burn forever bright and hot like the stars of the Gemor system. Tell Mercy that this show of precious attention towards my humble self brought dew to my eyes and a song to my heart. We'll just say nothing here. Sacrificing time you could have spent on business to come here for me is a priceless gift, Falco. I'll not test your generosity any further. As Falco turns away from the table, you see a snarl of feral hatred twist his already repulsive features. Let us drink to the Lady of the Hour. The assembled group bursts into approving cheers and bars filled the sound of clinking glasses. The Amasec tastes exorbitantly expensive, sweeping you into a kaleidoscope of flavors. Tart, floral bitterness, honeyness, sweetness, and then other far more refined sensations that are nameless owing to a small number who can afford to experience them. You know, I don't think I ever have tasted a liquid that has tasted anything like those. Let alone... Cause... I lost my taste before I could taste anything like that. That was like bitter and sweet to kind of that extent. And then other like flavors and sweet like sensations all hiding behind that you could like probably tell if you really tried to dig into it. And I could probably tell the sensations though, if I really tried, because I can still do that with liquids, like heaviness, thickness, and a few other various things, and I can still smell, so, yeah. Food for thought, like, if I ever went to a party like this, could I enjoy those? And yes, alcohol still burns, so I mean, I can still feel it. I don't know. Food for thought. Bravo, Octi. This Amasec will do me very well indeed. Jay's self-satisfied reply elicits general laughter, and then tension at the table seems to loosen slightly. So even foes are bowing down before Jay. That's something worth celebrating. And what better way to celebrate it than with a game, with stakes, naturally. Today is my Amicar, and that's what I want. Jay draws a stack of carved plasteel tiles from her pocket. They are decorated with symbols and fine mag lines. Holding tiles in one hand, raising her glass in another, Jay asks, "What do you think, Shireen? Does Rogue Trader have anything he's willing to wager?" Imperium test succeeded. You recognize the tiles in Jay's hand. It is a set for a Tanto Low. Game popular among gamblers. Each player is dealt several tiles, which can be arranged in a pattern to a specific value by carefully matching up the mag lines. Oh, so kind of like dominoes. Okay. Whoever has the highest value wins. Voidmen love playing Tanto Low, which is usually won by luck or skill. Yeah, sure. Let's play. Watch out for his lordship, lads. He was awfully quick to agree just now. I have a sneaking suspicion about how the rogue trader acquired all his countless riches, but I'll warn you now, playing for money is considered wrong on a freet, because gambling is tempting fate, so instead we're going to play for wishes. A pile of tiles is placed in front of you and other players. Look at my hand. Logic 100%. You have been dealt a poor hand. You cannot make a high value arrangement from the tiles. Glancing at her tiles and grinning, Jay declares resolutely, I'm going to show my hand. Exalted One loves me today. And if one doesn't show their hand, what then? Then you have a chance to bow out of the game without losing, but you can only do that before someone announces they're going to show their hand. Well, we can't bow out then. Well, we have a low value hand, so no luck. Chuckling, she tosses her tiles on the table. Her hand is significantly better than yours or anyone else's. She rigged the hand. And for my wish, I want everyone to drink to my good fortune. It has already granted me a gift fit for a queen. I'm talking about you, Shireen. May fortune continue to smile upon me. Everyone at the table eagerly raises their glasses. You join in before you are aware you have done so. A new stack of tiles is already waiting for you on the table. You realize moments have skipped by without your knowing. The MSX seems stronger than you thought. So, let's look at our new hand. Now this one is definitely a good hand, one of the best you can get. When you look up, you see that everyone apart from Jay has already tossed their tiles in disappointment. It's just the two of us left, Chevy, and I'm going to show my hand. Well, show my hand as well. The sight of your hand sets everyone at the table in a flurry of excitement, but then the chatter turns into a roar of triumph. Jay's hand is the most valuable in the game. I win again. What should I wish of you, Shireen? I'm sure she rigged it somehow. I would either go for my assistance, which, I mean, could be traded in at any time at all, or 2 is rather obvious considering what she wants, but given your profession, yeah, that could be handy. You promised to save me. What an exciting adventure that could turn out to be. It's almost worth getting into trouble for. I accept your stake. Tiles are dispersed around the table, forming piles around in front of each player. You suddenly feel your body growing heavy. Treacherous Emisek is robbing you of your clarity of thought and dexterity. Jay, you wouldn't happen to be cheating by any chance. How could you even suggest such a thing, Shireen? Has Jay Haidari really fallen so low that someone could think me capable of deceit? She brings her hand close to her chest in a tragic gesture, trying to approve the guffaws of her associates. Let's look at our tiles. Your hand is not especially good or bad. It's the kind of hand only played by someone who is desperate with nothing left to bet. Oh, we don't have the agility. Before anyone says they're showing their hand, I'm announcing a condition. Seeing it's my day today, the only stake I'll play for is a dance. Fine, I'll play. Mine are worse. Looks like you've won. And I'll be delighted to grant you a wish. The light plays on Jay's dark skin and glints off the silver augmetic on her throat. Oh, I thought that was some kind of choker thing, not an augmetic. Moving with the grace of a sand snake, she holds your gaze and smiles mischievously. Her dark curls fall across her face, and you see a saucy glint in her eyes through her alluring curtain of hair. This dance is called the Dance of the Captive Raven Girl. When the governor of Efreet the Bright crushed the Raven Rebellion, the daughter of the rebel leader was brought to him, the beautiful Nyana. She danced for him, telling him the struggle of the proud people, then snatched a weapon from the guard's hand and aimed it at a Silkman. But the spark of love that kindled between them that day stopped the Physcene from igniting the cartridge, and both of them lived through that day and many more days, which they spent together. I think that's enough betting for me. My luck is very fickle today. Unlike Amasek, you can always trust Amasek. It always lies. Smiling sweetly, she presses your goblet into your hand. Her skin seems to glow from within, and the spark of laughter in her eyes dance like flames. To Amasek's deceit. May the deceived not live to regret it. Fog swaddles your mind in appealing ideas of other ways you could amuse yourself at the party. Surrendering to the maelstrom of chaotic thoughts, you let the all-pervading merriment determine your fate. That does not sound good at all. At all. Oh, lovely. Thoughts tumble violently inside your head, periodically ricocheting off the inside of your skull and triggering bursts of piercing pain. Your tongue feels desiccated and shriveled in your mouth, and it scrapes painfully against your teeth. Light. Light is the enemy. If you've ever had a hangover. Yes, light is the enemy. Self-awareness returns unbidden, bringing with it an inexplicable sense of awkwardness. Your beleaguered body violently protests against the very idea of getting out of your soft bed. You hear a soft sigh beside you. Looking over you see dark hair fanned out across your pillow. Jay, who is cozied up next to you, fast asleep, is fully dressed. Just as you are. But we're not dressed. Or perhaps she's not sleeping at all. Shireen, you know how to have a good time. Well, let's try to remember the party. Your memories have been split into tiny fragments that your mind mercifully refuses to reassemble into a clear picture of the scandalous events of last night. You and I did not fall into bed together to just sleep, did we? Turning her remarkably fresh-looking face to you, you don't remember anything at all, Shireen. Neither do I. All the better. What sweet, thrilling scenarios can we imagine to fill the gaps? How did the night end? I don't remember all of it. I think we shot some people over their heads. Some people didn't offer us the required amount of respect. And then you said that flying a shuttle was easy and that you would bet your warrant that you could get us up to the ship. We also stripped a man and burnt his clothes because the sight of them offended the exalted one. And I can still smell the singed fibers now. You can smell it too. And you feel a slight burn mark on your fingers. You notice one more thing. Lips feel rough and dry, like they have been nipped over and over by another's teeth. How did you end up in my chambers? I helped you get back in your quarters and I couldn't find the door to get out again. And you graciously gave up 35% of your bed to me. Yes, I think that's the number we haggled on. I think that's a little more than 35% based on how you're laying there, but okay. Let's make ourselves presentable. I'm sorry to say you're right, Shireen. No matter how soft the bed or pleasant the company, there's always a line we must not cross. And I'm perilously close to doing exactly that by getting a couple of bottles of delicious medicine for our aching heads. Well, I think that happens no matter what. Like, what is this thing? Some monster. Okay. No matter what, like, if you hadn't romanced her or not. Maeve, you certainly didn't hear anything there, right? Oh, that's the head of one of the things. The, Forge Fiends. And this is something from Janus, I'm assuming? Yeah. So, yeah, just trophies from different worlds. And now we can go back to Darganas, I believe. That should be like everything. Call of the Edge isn't something that needs to be done. Fair Trade needs to go back to Administratum. That's for the Darganas. Yeah, just go back to Mundus Valentius and Darganas. So just head back and see what happens now that all that's taken care of. Oh, lovely. What's happening in Trinitos? Lord Captain, emergency report. The augurs have detected several void ships slowly encircling us. Our request for this pursuit to cease has been completely ignored, but an unmanned vessel has been dispatched in our direction, broadcasting only 2 words, gift and Haydari. Exalted One, incinerate these void jackals. What does it mean? Shireen, the whole thing stinks worse than a dead Grox, and it's eerily similar to how Casabasilian agents operate. With your permission, I would like to see what kind of gift those tight-lipped Ashmegs have sent me. The Vox Master patiently awaits your instructions, flipping switches and occasionally emitting crackling static from her integrated Vox systems. What kind of ships? A frigate and 4 raiders, Lord Captain. No identifying marks. They're probably pirates, although the Augur Master reports they are well coordinated and more than your typical void rabble. She wants to see what the package is, so bring the package aboard. It will be done. A shuttle carrying a retrieval team and a bomb disposal specialist are already en route. Several tense hours go by. All the while, Jay paces back and forth the captain's bridge, but at the first shriek of the sirens announcing the shuttle's return, she rushes down to the lower decks. Core? No. Oh. Jay's outburst blares from the comm bead, momentarily deafening you and a third officer on the bridge listening to the Vox channel. No. Why would the Exalted One doom kind-hearted person in such a fate? What void beast has done this to you? The Vox caster picks up a quiet sob, the whining screech of an augment, and the bulkhead panels. The crunch of metal fingers, and Jay's cuts the Vox communication. Lord Captain, the returning Voidborn report that the package for Jay Haydari was the head of a young man. Vigdis types swiftly at the cognitor keys. According to our archives, he was a member of her trade network on Footfall. The deceased is Trickster Core, one of the Trickster twins, who engages in suspicious commercial activity on the station asteroid with Mistress Haydari. Static comes over the line with the siren blaring again. We have finally been alerted to the incoming Vox transmission. My officers are standing by to connect you to the unidentified parties. Load the artillery and allow the ships to draw closer, then connect me. It will be done. Will all be it's His Lordliness Rogue Trader Von Throne Valancius. I'll humbly tug me forelock to you, my lord. We mean no offense. Our convoy is but a mark of respect for your holy self. You wouldn't have stopped to talk to us, would you, if we hadn't given your officers a good scare? Oh, where are my manners? I forgot to introduce myself. Toto the Vulture, at your most noble service. Your gift. What do you mean by it? Oh, that. Just a little joke to raise a smile, your lordship, your lordliness, and a warning for a slippery little rat. You see, a little bird told my boss that the rat I'm after is on board your ship. And we're the best rat catchers on this side of the Maw, your trader ship. So we're ready to take that problem right off your hands. Now all you have to do is put Jay Haydari on a pod and send her straight into my coordinates we give you. My boss has been after her for a while, and he'll be generous to those who help him. You're no vulture, Toto. You're the worst kind of Ashmeg. Tell me, you son of a Grox and a void jackal, who sent you? The critter runs right into the trap. Afraid we can't reveal the name. What's the commerce? That is a lot. I'm not giving that. Is that the best your boss can offer me? Shireen, are you serious? The best weapons? Supplies of rare artifact, trading sites across the expanse, gratitude, take your pick. No. Threaten my retinue, you threaten me. So the answer's no then? Probably for the best, your lordliness. I make a bad negotiator, but a fine pirate. Falco says hello, Jay Haydari, and screw you. I'm guessing we have to do space combat now. I wanted to blow him to smithereens. It's just a few Viper-class destroyers. Are they serious? Oh, they do have a falchion. Do they seriously think that is enough to take me out? Vuln scan them. I'm not even going to waste the Imperium storm on them. And then Fangs of Janus.
The impure tremble.
Dorsal. Boarding party on him. And Warp Wave.
Target destruction confirmed. Praise the old desire.
Then we can shoot out one of these things and end our turn. Which the Fury Interceptor can now go down to the Viper class destroyer and probably blow it to smithereens. I was expecting a little more there, but that's fine. Send another one down there. Oh, hit wrong button. That's fine. Dorsal at him. Why can we not use Imperium Storm? Because I can't use another ability, that's why. Then yeah, we can do focused efforts here. Warp Channeler. I thought I'd be able to use Imperium Storm there. Interesting. Take a bit off the torpedoes there so it doesn't hurt me as bad. I'll shoot the flat cannons here. I was really hoping that would do a little bit of damage to them. And then the Fury Interceptors can take this one out. Dorsal at him. And that's up. I think I leveled up the ship. Oh, that's it? There's no, like, talk? I thought, she'd want to talk after that. Maybe I do need to go talk to Jay. But, voidship first. Development. Since we leveled up. Flagship's torpedoes are loaded with 3 instead of 1. That could be really good. Augers scan the area for favorable tactical positions. When the flagship is in such position, invasion increased by 35%. Let's take Premonition here, because that 35% evasion could be really, really good. And then take all hands on deck. Then let's go check in on Jay to see if she has anything to say to that, like a quest development thing. Honestly, I should check in with a few people here, but...
You are spoiling me with the splendor of your presence again, Shireen. Have you decided to treat your soul to the fruits of my eloquence? Or do you wish to discuss business with the newly appointed owner of a Mercatum Tabula Officiale?
Yeah, well, shame that... It's a shame about Core.
My gang is quite the void beast, Shireen, with 3 heads stemming from a single neck. Core's untimely demise will not interfere with our mutual business.
Really?
I do feel sorry for his twin, though. Cora has been getting into trouble with her brother since they were kids. Getting out of trouble too, but not this time.
I really wonder how they got Core, but...
But why are we talking about the departed, Shireen? We must save a few good words for the living. Take Falco, for example. I will impale that ashmag on a stake, Shireen. You will see. I will pick a slim one, so he has more time to appreciate it.
Well, do you want to go get him? That's what I want to know. I don't see anything about that. No. And why is my cervical skull acting up?
The exalted one himself must have put the words of truth into its mouth, Shireen.
Okay, well, that's that.
Oh,
So I'm sure she'll talk to me at some point about wanting to get revenge.
My apologies. 19% of my processing power is engaged in the analysis of my tech comrade's memory. My response time may be longer than usual.
Have you found anything out?
The data is scarce. His identification code is the same as mine, and his memory contains data confirming that the assassination did take place. Unfortunately, some of his memory was damaged by pulses broadcast by his battle harness. I can assert with some confidence that he was who he claimed to be, and that he served the Deus Mechanicus earnestly and eagerly.
So he's talking about when we went to Darganis originally and they thought Pascal was a heretic. So that I hadn't talked to Pascal since then. Are you not surprised that his words had an effect on Opticon?
I was not knowledgeable as to how popular Blessed Amanat's teaching was in explorator circles. The Cognizance fleet is massive. His ideas might have found a larger following on its periphery than in the Mother Squadron.
And he gave off the impression of a paranoid madman.
Notwithstanding his permanent state of agony, he was not cognitively dysfunctional. His desire to immediately destroy the object he had deemed profane was partly dictated by his engrammatic augmetics, which were receiving imperatives from his battle harness.
Really? So the battle harness had a lot to do with it, okay.
In light of the oddness of our matching identification codes, I find merit in his hypothesis as to the existence of a clandestine malevolent agent or conspiracy operating inside our fraternity.
So who was behind the assassination?
Data available. I will hypothesize that the assassination was instigated by an enemy of the Blessed Amanat's doctrine. I accept the possibility that the assassins were targeting me, only to be led astray by Tarsus and my own identical identifiers.
That makes some sense, I suppose.
I am concerned about the fate of Archmagos Amanat. According to Opticon 22, he went missing in the wake of the incident on an Arc Mechanicus, the Hermetico. Information about that ship and its perishing has been purged from the archives. I accept the possibility that the incident on the ship, the concealed data, and the assassination have all been part of a single conspiracy.
Oh, can we go to Hermetico then about that? Perhaps we'll be able to find out more?
I will continue my research into the Blessed Martyr's memory with all due reverence.
Have we studied Demenz's neural augmetic?
I have destroyed it.
Oh. A slight rattling tail in Pascal's voice makes him sound unconvincing. You're lying.
This statement is true. I am yet to settle into a definitive course of action. I am running a spot diagnostic on the memory of the heretic Demenz, even though purity protocols stipulate that his blasphemous knowledge must be eradicated. I am not drawn toward forbidden information, but only to data concerning the Blessed Amanats.
Any information on that?
The data discovered is unreadable. It is encrypted, albeit only partially, and I hypothesize that the heretic Demenz was attempting to decrypt it. I will take every effort to extract a larger volume of data. Information pointing to the unit referred to as the Maimed Hunter is alleged to be of critical significance.
Okay, and you haven't found, like, anything out other than what you just told us, right?
The success has been partial. Demenz Haneman's identity has been confirmed. The widespread influence of paranoid motivations is observable in his cognitive processes, which is what seems to have caused him to break his vows. However, Extensive regions of his memory have been damaged by forbidden technologies and are, for now, defying decryption.
Okay. So I don't think we're going to get any more information out of that.
Study of the minds of the tech comrades, Abel, Tarsus, and Demence, has revealed an anomalous similarity between the patterns of damage their memories sustained.
Interesting.
Attributed to cognitive idiosyncrasies, synaptic damage, and the distortive action of scrap code may be the result of a different kind of influence. The undecryptable data fragments in their memory arrays are mysteriously symmetrical.
So it could have been all from that chaos guy, maybe. So continue your research.
Affirmative. The decryption will continue with diligence and caution. May your labors...
So it didn't look like we got a quest update from that. But that's kind of what I was looking for. I should probably talk to a few other people here and make sure that everything is fine with them, because I haven't gotten a quest update on any of them. So I just went and double checked with most of the companions, make sure there wasn't a quest that I was missing or a place I didn't have to go to. There's one for Argenta that I want to double check really quickly, but otherwise it looks like I don't have a quest or anything to do for anyone. I think there's one on a place called Salus Prime, but you'd think that I would have gotten that by now, and that might be like these unexplored worlds or something. So I don't see it anywhere. So we're just going to go back to Darganas, because realistically that is all that I really have left. This has been a kind of long recording episode, and we'll pick up for whatever they have for me there next time and have some fun with that. And hopefully we can just finish Darganas, because we've been hopping around a lot. So we'll pick up from here. There's like 2 things I need to do in the Mundus Valencia system. 2 or 3 things, as you can see. Restore the operation of the administrative apparatus on Darganas, talk to Achilles, and inform the prefect of the inspection outcome. There's also the princess of the Ifrit on the rocky world. Okay, but anyway, so just finish up the things here. We'll pick up from here next time. Have some fun and go from there. So that'll be it for this time. Like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz, and otherwise, as always, wish you all well. I will see you next time, and please have a good